It's Sunday, and I'm here with David and Randall Bills from Catalyst Game Labs to talk about BattleTech. So, Randall.
Yes.
Why don't you start?
We've done a lot of work over the last year, actually several years, in continuing to grow the BattleTech line. We've been getting a lot of good feedback, and this is probably the best year. I've been doing BattleTech for many, many years, and just for my own excitement and the excitement of people coming up to me and seeing the games being played, this is probably one of the best Gen Cons in a very long time for BattleTech. Product-wise, last year we published the Classic BattleTech box set and also Starter Book Sword and Dragon. Our design philosophy for BattleTech is one of constantly creating products that help handhold a player from one product to the next. Stage them, overlap, however you want to describe it. Someone who buys one product, for example, just coming in with the Classic BattleTech box set, they're going to know what is the next product that is going to be the best product for them. And over the last year, we've continued that. The next one of the products that we published earlier this year is Readout 3039. It is the perfect companion volume for the Classic BattleTech introductory box set. Almost all the units in here you can play with the rules out of the box set. And again, just one in a long line of products of, while we obviously are continuing to provide advanced rules and storyline rules, we're still remembering to continue to support that entry-level products, both for players and for retailers and distributors. Along those lines, we then have, last year we published, and I forgot to bring those books, last year we published Total Warfare and Tech Manual. Those are the standard play rules and construction rules for the BattleTech universe. This year we're able to then come out and publish Tactical Operations, which is the first of 3 advanced rulebooks that we'll be publishing.
And so what kind of rules are players going to find in this?
Tactical Operations, we were able to divide the advanced rulebooks into 3 distinct sections. And what they focus on is Tactical Operations is all about once you're on a planet and you're fighting in a scenario. So you're actually playing the game on the tabletop. What are the cool rules, cool new equipment, cool new options that I can bring to the table? So there's new movement options, there's new combat options, there are some advanced support vehicles like large wet navy vehicles, trains, airships, minefields, artillery, and of course more new advanced and prototype equipment than you can shake a stick at. So we really tried to, obviously you can tell it's, if you haven't been able to see, it's 424 pages. I got a little out of control.
Just a little.
Just a little. The fanboy in me basically wanted to give the community everything that I've ever wanted to see in a rule book, and hopefully I've done that. But as always, we want to stage players up to this. This is a big, beefy book. It might be a little intimidating for players. And so similar to how we created Starter Book Sword and Dragon, which was tailor designed to stage players from the introductory box set into Total Warfare, the standard rules, we also have published Starter Book Wolf and Blake. Wolf and Blake is a book to bridge between Total Warfare and the Tech Manual and then on into Tactical Operations. So it takes one incredibly storied unit, the Wolf's Dragoons, and the Black Widows Company, who are arguably the most famous BattleTech unit across the entire history of BattleTech, and they've been reborn, and it pits them against the new enemy called the Opacus Venatori, who are a hunter-seeker unit of elite warriors put together by the Word of Blake. And they're out to hunt the Black Widows down, and obviously the Black Widows aren't going to put up with that. So you're able to take these 2 units and fight them together. As previously, it includes a history, as in the other books. It also includes, let me get to those. It also includes full color illustrations of each of the players, as well as some wonderfully painted miniatures done by the Camo Specs Online. And so you have some really good images to capture your imagination, some good details on the history of the unit. And then in the back, of course, it actually has the track system that allows you to go through and play these two units together across many different campaigns. And then, of course, the book comes with all the record sheets you need to play as well. It includes some of the advanced weaponry that is in tactical operations. So if you look at tactical operations, and it might be a little intimidating because there's just so much material in there, you can pick up starter book Wolf and Blake and dip your toe in the water and see what you like and what you don't like, and that'll prepare you for tactical operations.
Now, some of the like artillery options and weapon options that were not included in the Total Warfare book that were in like Maximum BattleTech, those are going to be in the Tactical Operations book now?
Yes, they're all in there, and as always, I have tried to flesh out and expand all the rules to in previous iterations of some of the rule books, and unfortunately I was part of some of those rule books back in the day, but you learn and you get better. Often when you did more advanced rules, they didn't mesh really well with previous rules or with the rules together. And that's actually one of the reasons why the book ended up being so big, is to go through and introduce these more advanced rules, but to make sure that they were completely covered, so you wouldn't want to, okay, so I take minefields and I plug it into my game, well, okay, wait, I'm seeing some cracks, there's some rules that aren't quite covered. We really tried to cover all those, so those are all definitely found in Tactical Operations.
One of the interesting things with Tactical Operations is I had to do a sell sheet the other day and had to say, okay, well, what in a one line, what does Tactical Operations allow you to do? And I said, well, you know what, you can pick up and you can throw an elemental. I mean, that's the level of rules that you get down into. And Randall came back with a great example of it can actually go even farther than that in Tactical Operations. Randall, you want to tell them what you told me?
Yeah, in Tactical Operations, you can pick up a battle armor, throw it to try to do damage against another mech when you're in the cargo bay of a sinking aircraft carrier. Now, obviously, that's really extreme. But the thought is that there is so many cool different options. It's a cornucopia. No one player, and if anyone does, by the way, please send me photos. But this isn't designed to put all these into play. Instead, it's designed that every single game session for a very long time to come, the players can simply flip to a page and go, wow, this is a really cool movement option. Let's put that into play this time. That'd be a fun option. And so every gaming group hopefully will find enough in this book that makes it completely worthwhile. And they also might find things that, they're never going to use. I don't ever, some group may decide that I don't ever want to put an aircraft carrier into my game. Other groups, I know for a fact, were very excited about the fact that you actually have rules for putting out aircraft carriers. You can have mechs fighting on the top of it, as aerospace fighters are trying to land and strafe you, and there's any type of option you want. We got a rule for that.
Now, one of the things that I was rather impressed by with the Total Warfare book and the tactical manual, the tech manual, was just how easy it was to go from classic BattleTech, flip through the book, and think, well, that's really cool. Why don't we throw the artillery in today? And it just worked, and we didn't need to, memorize the entire book in order to do that. So
yes, and again, that's exactly what Tactical Operations is designed to do. It's designed for players to just flip to a part and go, hey, I'd love to be able to plug this rule in. But then if they want, at a later session, they really loved that rule and they want to grab a couple of different additional rules, again, it's able to plug down into Total Warfare and the tech manual, but also plug right into the rule that you're already using. And I think that's what I'm probably most proud of about Tactical Operations.